Welcome to season 6 of the Not Your Mama's Autism podcast, a podcast about neurodivergence told both through the eyes of our family, the Ollies, and through the lens of the greater global neurodivergent community. I'm Lola Dada Ollie. We hope you enjoy this episode we have lined up for you. So, with that in mind, let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Not Your Mama's Autism podcast. This is our year in review episode. And boy, has it been a year. Tosa, you were telling me that 2023 feels like the longest / shortest year we've had as a family. So go ahead on.
I think period. It's the joke, or it's not a joke. It almost feels like with what has happened to us as individuals and as a family and in the world, period, over the last 12 months, um, feels like those events could easily have been spread over 36 months and it has still felt busy. Um, some of those milestones and events we'll probably touch on, but 2023 has been a lot.
Yeah.
Good, bad, ugly, just a lot.
Yeah. Oh, looking back to just starting off the year, to give you all some background, this year was when we took an international family trip that was life-changing, that was years in the making. And we started off the year just further prepping the kids, particularly Alera, our daughter. For those new to the podcast, our daughter is 10 years old, cognitively around the toddler, according to medical experts, but chronologically 10. And she's also autistic, so autistic, intellectual disability, apraxia, so communication sometimes can be challenging. She communicates now with her AAC device, which is an iPad.
Mm-hmm.
So we've spent a lot of time. She also has some sensory challenges. We've spent a lot of time just getting her sensory ready for really long plane flights. So before our trip to Barcelona this year, baby girl, what's the longest she's been on a plane or one of
Well, I'd say the longest was 4, which was
4 hours
to Jamaica.
Yep.
And she handled that well, although towards the end of that trip, if my memory serves me right, you could tell she was getting a little bit antsy because there was a 45-minute drive.
Yeah, I think once she got on the bus, she was getting
she was done. She was like, let this be over with.
So a lot of her therapy kind of focused around getting her more sensory ready, getting her acclimated to things like headphones, things she can listen to on the plane, and ways she can self-soothe when she's feeling antsy on the plane. And man,
yeah, 2023 was the first time she had headphones on. Again, some of the sensory issues has to do with things on her scalp.
Yeah.
Had headphones on the plane for at least 10 minutes straight, gigging to her own music, which again for us is like, whoa, fireworks and explosion.
For us that's a big deal.
Big deal.
Really, right? A big deal.
And even if we backtrack more towards the beginning of the year, I had more travel work-wise, and it seemed like anytime I got on a plane, something happened at home. There's an ice storm, and there's kids therapy just shut down.
I couldn't get on the road. I couldn't drive anywhere.
It was always something. It's like life waited for. Oh, they're separated. Go. and dump whatever curveball you need to dump. But the kids handled,
Yeah.
you handled those curveballs pretty well.
While working
Yeah,
outside the home
while
as
working,
well.
and what's the old? I think a lot of people it takes them by surprise that we are able to function. We think at a high capacity while going through what to us is now day
Yep.
to day life. 2023 is also from a milestone perspective a marker of knock on wood, baby girl finally getting a sleep pattern relatively steady,
Yes, yeah. So let's
which
talk
for us
about
is
more sleep, baby.
huge, you know.
Let's talk about more sleep.
Um,
And what the first 3 quarters of 2023, her sleep was not regular, so it would
uh,
be
she was averaging in a 7 day period, she would wake up on a good week, 4 days a week at between 2:30 and 3 a.m. on the dot. And not just wake up like sluggish wake up, like she's waking up ready to run a presidential campaign and take over the world. And it would take at least an hour to get her back to sleep. And once you get her back to sleep, she's knocked out. But we ain't as young as we used to be. So for us, sleep disrupted at 3 a.m. is probably the thick of
yeah.
of your REM sleep or
I
whatever.
think so. We're not sleep specialists, but I think
You,
so.
you know,
I think so. I agree with you.
re So by the time you get back into that thick of sleep, it's time for work.
Yeah, then your regular alarm goes off.
It's 6 a.m. It's
Yeah,
time to get up.
yeah. And even though
Um,
you're the main one that gets up, ever since that time when I got up and she literally told me to that she's looking for you in the middle of the night, I've kind of when you wake up, I feel it and also wake up. And then it's not like whoever is the one who gets
yeah.
up, ultimately the other one doesn't have a sound sleep either. So it's
The
a
only person that
strange.
sleeps through her waking up is her brother. Even the dog looks at us cross-eyed, like, what you all up
Yes,
to?
yes.
Um,
Our son can sleep through
oh yeah,
anything, anything.
he needs like a thundering voice of God to wake up
Yes,
once
yes,
he's down.
yes.
So yeah, 2023 has had a lot of
Oh, we have
milestones.
to land the plane. So
Hmm.
the
Literally.
first, yeah, literally.
Hmm.
So the first 3 quarters of the year with a little sleep, it was just as you described. And then that last quarter, we went to go talk to some of her specialists and we changed up her medication. And at first there were some glitches because we realized that it's a slow release tablet,
Extended release
extended
tablet.
release.
And we were used to dissolving her
Yes.
medication.
So we realized we were
Mhm.
hurting ourselves by a tablet that's meant for extended release. By dissolving it,
Yeah.
it did the exact opposite. So once we figured that out, these last what, 2, 3 months,
Mhm.
at least what, 4, 5 times out of the week on the regular,
She sleeps through.
she sleeps a good 7 hours.
She'll still wake up like once or twice
Yeah.
now. But even getting her to swallow a tablet for a child who is used to either chewing the tablet
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Or
drinking
liquid.
something dissolved.
Yeah.
Talk about community coming in as a pinch hitter to help us out. We tried apple
Yeah, we tried putting the tablet in applesauce. We tried putting the tablet in yogurt.
yogurt.
Didn't work. And then one of our
Uh,
parent mentors, this
we tried wrapping
wonderful.
it in some bread,
Yeah, that
which
none
didn't
of
make
that worked.
sense. Now that I'm thinking
Yeah,
about
yeah. You wrapped it in bread.
it.
You wrapped it in bread.
um, then our big mama in the journey
Yeah.
was like, oh no, try some.
Yeah.
Alara is allergic to peanuts, so
Yeah.
try some sun butter.
Yeah.
Um, the oil will make it go down
Yeah.
and chase it quickly
Yeah. And we chased it with apple juice.
with us with some
And
juice.
that was life changing.
Yeah.
That was life changing.
So,
So
like again, back to the theme of 2023 being a long, very quick year. those significant, quite frankly, life trend altering events could easily have been spread over 2 years,
Mhm.
and it will still feel like a lot,
Mhm.
right? But all of this happened first 9 months, first 10
Yes.
months.
So, going back to Barcelona, like you said, literally landing the plane is we once we touched down, we stayed with amazing family friends and who know Alero, who know Fela, know the kids, especially around the time of those initial diagnoses. And we've kept in touch over the years, and just the thoughtfulness, the attention to detail, and the planning of the trip on the ground. Our daughter has some digestive issues, which, is can be connected to some kids being on the spectrum. Some of them on the spectrum do have these type of digestive issues. And as soon as we landed, there was a big pot of Spanish lentils waiting for Alero. Just the
Yeah.
thoughtfulness. We didn't have any issues in that department. Alero made sure she had her little, bowl of lentils every day, and we front-ended the vacation with a lot of highly preferred for both kids, which kind of helped create this
Hmm.
great rhythm.
Yep.
So within 24 hours, Alero was in the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah.
And
Same
Fella,
day.
say us,
Well, we
no,
drove
we
over the same
drove.
day.
Well,
Yeah.
so she saw the sea. Sorry,
Yeah.
she saw the sea, and then within 24 hours, she was in the Mediterranean Sea with her brother, and her brother, Fella reconnected with literally maybe his first. I think that's his first
I think his
childhood
first
friend.
friend. Yeah.
Yeah, his first childhood friend. So just memories that we'll never forget. We'll never, ever, ever forget. To visit a place where you can be in the mountains and then literally be in the sea and just amazing seafood and just, world class cuisine, world class wine. I was here for it. I was here for all of it.
Yeah, I think it's what you said, memories, because inter interspersed between all of those events where life reminding you that life is still life. Globally, obviously the wars
Yeah.
and for us, anytime we hear you especially hear geopolitical issues like what's going on in the Middle East and what have you, we automatically go to, or Lola does this better than I do, goes to, you know, the us, families like ours who were managing life, facing the challenges of a special needs child or adult with a disability and what have you. And all of a sudden, quite literally, guns are firing and bombs are blazing. And it almost makes, not it almost, it makes this challenges just feel minute,
We
you know.
we in my one of my past lives, I used to work for state and local government. And one of the things we used to review was emergency management plans. And because I have an autistic and intellectually disabled brother, and now a daughter who's also intellectually disabled and autistic, and a son who's autistic, I look at those emergency management plans if some type of natural disaster were to strike, how it disproportionately affects people with disabilities.
Yeah,
And that's just a natural disaster when there's a man-made, because a war is a man-made disaster.
yeah, yeah,
When you're dealing with that, it in a way, it's a multiplier effect. It's just
yeah. Then we bring it closer home. 2023 was the Allen shooting. Watching baby boy process that was an eye opener.
mm,
Still to this day, almost like on auto repeat anytime we drive by, that the outlet mall.
Yeah, so
Um,
some quick background. The Allen shooting, for us, it's local. We call it the Allen
of
shooting. It's
course.
the Allen, Texas shooting. It's where a gunman with, I think, some ties to white supremacy went to our Allen Outlet Mall, which is less than about 10 minutes or so from our house. It's a place we go frequently, and a man entered that outlet mall and just shot it up, and people died. And because it hit so close to home for our son, um, he had this part of how our son's autism manifests. We call it, when he was in elementary school, his social skills teacher called it rock brain. It's where he will take an idea and ruminate on it and almost over and over and over and over again. And with something this traumatic, that's what he did for weeks. And it's so difficult to talk to your child and explain to them that this is unfortunately how things are where we live. And then to juxtapose that with going to another country where they don't have this type of issues with guns on this level that we do in the States. That was another teaching opportunity because he was trying to grasp these concepts, and they were definitely asking some of the same questions over and over again. But we think it's because his mind was literally trying to process why these type of tragedies happen.
Yeah, yeah, well, definitely. So it's again the theme 2023 was a lot,
Yeah.
and you learn as you it's part of growing older. And also for us families, I think in our situation, I've learned this skill. I would argue probably quicker than other families, and that's the ability to hold that tension of the quote unquote small, what seems to other people to be small moments of joy. Hold if you hold the hills and valleys in the same picture,
Yeah.
you know, because in 2023, like we talked about in our Alero break-in, being able to handle an international flight of up to 8 hours expands our horizon greatly.
Yeah.
In 2023, we got a new caretaker for Alero who has been awesome.
Let's talk about the transition. Alero's previous caretaker, also amazing, and
Mm-hmm.
she was with us for years, like 4 years.
Yep.
So to deal with that transition, and
Mm-hmm.
we
We
had
thought we
this,
couldn't get, we thought like it was all downhill
yeah,
from
yeah,
there.
because there was a time in between where we didn't have any help outside of just you and me,
Mm-hmm.
and we felt
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yep.
And we thought about jobs, what would happen with our jobs in this situation now, what would happen to our careers, shifts in thinking, and we ended up with a new caretaker who is very, very interested in the behavioral therapy side of the shop, and
Mm-hmm.
he is in many ways an extension of Alero's behavioral therapy regimen. So it's really been a blessing. It's
Yeah.
really, really,
We've
really been a blessing.
seen marked improvements in her verbalization, her ability to use her AAC device, bringing it to her brother. Same year, he has shown like, through, I think, getting him counseling, private
Yeah,
counseling,
we did
just
that too this year. So
this year too, just to ensure that he has the tools. Obviously, his sister has more needs, more high touch needs and what have you, but make sure that he has the tools too, because he, for his little middle school, well, no, that sounds diminishing,
yeah,
for
well,
his middle
middle
school
school.
schedule, is juggling a lot. He's in it feels like he's in everything.
He's in 3 or 4
Well,
extracurricular activities
yeah.
on top of his course load, and
And he's not dropping the ball on any,
yeah.
you know. He's despite the fact that his another thing that happened in 2023, his teenage brain kicked in.
Yes, and he recently just turned 13, so
Big
pray
time.
for us. We've gone from tween parenting to teen parenting.
So how he gets all of his work done despite the absolute chaos that is his room and his desk is still a marvel to behold, but he has handled it like a champ, you know,
Yeah,
handled it like a champ, and it reminds one to not to get overly spiritual, understanding that tomorrow is not
promise.
promised, to hold the fullness of the moment, everything that's in the moment, good, bad, not quite how you defined it or thought it would be or whatever it is, and stay in that moment and prioritize relationships, prioritize legacy. That's the right word.
Insanity.
And sanity, exactly. You almost want have to have this innate ability to prioritize the past, the future, and the present almost at the same time.
Yes. For parents
Give,
in our situation,
yeah,
absolutely.
given each phase its due,
Yeah.
not over indexing one or the other.
Yeah.
I actually say probably the lowest index is on the past.
Mhm.
You know that you hold the past as a reminder, but and you hold ensure that the present you're fully there and ensure that actions you're doing in the present, you understand the impact in the future. Um,
Especially for parents in
yeah,
our situation, because with Alero and with my brother, we are trying to do as much financial planning as we can with that in mind. Because where most parents, it's a situation where when their kids anywhere between 18 and 22, they leave the nest, then you could more focus on your own personal retirement. For families like ours, we should plan for 50 years, not
yeah,
18.
yeah. You plan for yours and your child's,
Yeah.
you know, gray years, but also not just financially, you plan physically, right? I joke that Alera is getting bigger and stronger, and I'm getting older and frailer, and I can't reverse that, but I can slow it
You can
down,
slow it down,
you
yeah.
know, and I need to slow it down because she will need an active father for as long as she can get it. So it's all of that. I'm grateful for 23. Grateful it's ending, but also grateful for all that it has meant, you know. But I feel like we say that for every year, you know.
Oh,
I think if we coin a heading for this particular episode, it would be 2023 has been a lot.
yes.
It's just been
Yeah.
a lot, and but to practice what we just reached, the next 2 weeks or so that not to date the this episode or whatever how many days are left in the year, we intend to fully stay in the moment, whatever those days bring, enjoy, prioritize relationships, ensure that the kids have, like we always say, as long as we do what we can with what we know and what we have, and the outcomes be what the outcomes be. And I'll probably say, for the family, to those who have walked this journey and continue to walk this journey with us, thank you. We would not be anywhere close to having a this mindset as we approach the teenage baby boy and the soon to be teenage
Yeah.
Alero and all that
That
brings.
entails, yeah.
Yeah. But there's a peace And part of that is driven by the community that has walked this, in some cases, road ahead of us, and have really given with their time, advice,
We even had one village
help.
member just fly in and just see how we were doing.
Exactly. Yeah, no one should walk this or run this race alone. So from Ollie Inc. to village members, thank you.
Thank you. God bless you. We are so appreciative.
May you not be bereft of a village of yours, even when you need them.
And we thank you for your consistency. The older you get, the more you see that consistency is a blessing, it's a gift. People in your life who can consistently pour into you even when they're going through something and can listen. Man, what a gift.
Yeah. So, as we wrap up 2023, here's to 24. It will be a lot. Because life be life.
Life be life.
And here's to being able to run and approach and face whatever 24 has, if he wills, steadfast, knowing that we are not alone, and his grace is still bountiful enough. So, cheers to all. Hug your loved ones. Enjoy, create memories. More memories, less regrets. See you on the other side of the year.
Be well.
Well, next year.
Be well.
Be well.